Bonjour everyone, this is Jordan. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to tell you how I became a pastry chef. I'm going to tell you where I worked, in which restaurant, hotels, bakery, and all that stuff, during how many years, my apprenticeship, where I traveled, and everything that you need to know if you also want to become a pastry chef. If it's not done yet, just subscribe to the channel and click on the little bell. Every Sunday I'm making another video. I'm trying to teach you another desserts. And if you guys want also to become a pastry chef, just leave a little comment. If you have any question, just ask. I will answer it as soon as I can, or I will make another video about it. Alright, let's start. Everything started in 2007. From 2007 to 2009, I started my apprenticeship in a bakery in Strasbourg in France. This was called a CAP pastry. This was the first diploma that you need, that they give you when you start to learn about pastries. After 2 years, I decided to improve my skills and to learn about chocolate and sugar. When I say sugar, it's not the sugar like that, it's like making sugar decoration, sugar candies and all that stuff. This diploma was called a CAP chocolate confectioner. It was during 1 year. I made it in the same company that I did my other CAP. And after that, I decided to improve my pastry skills again and to make a BTM pastry, chocolate and confection. This was a higher diploma that you see at CAP. I chose another bakery to make it, still in Strasbourg in France. So I stayed there during 2 years. After 5 years, I wanted to do the last diploma, the highest one that you can get. It was a BTM pastry, but that diploma required you to stay 3 years at school, and to be honest with you, at that time I didn't want to do it. I was 20 years old, I only wanted to, I guess like everyone, to start to make money, to travel and all that stuff. So after I finished with my apprenticeship, I found a job in Switzerland in a luxury hotel in Zermatt. There I did a winter season. During 5 months I worked as a commis pastry. This was my first job in a restaurant. It was really different that if you work in a bakery, in a restaurant, so you make desserts on a plate. In a bakery you make a cake and you put it in the showcase, someone else is going to sell it for you. It was pretty tough, to be honest with you. I didn't really like that environment. I didn't really like that kitchen environment, the kitchen chef. It was a lot of pressure, and but in Switzerland the money was good. To be honest, I was able to save something like $10,000 in 5 months. So I didn't like it, but I still did it a couple times in my life to be able to save money, to be able to travel with that money. Alright. So, but it was still a good experience. I will explain you later why. It was still a very good experience, and you're still learning a lot. You're still learning a lot. Alright. After that, I decided to. I always wanted to go to the States. I was a big fan of Las Vegas, and so what I did, I randomly sent some resume of me in French bakeries. And I couldn't speak English at all. I couldn't speak English. My only language was French. So that's why I was looking for French bakery, and I was randomly sending resume, and one day someone called me, said, "Hi Jordan, we are looking for someone. If you want, you can come for 3 months as a trial," and all that stuff. So I just decided to go. I put my life in 2 luggage, and I said to my parents, "I'm going to Vegas." They were like, "What? You're not going to Vegas?" I said, "Yes, I'm going to Vegas for 3 months." And so I flew to Vegas. Unfortunately, the job there was not what I expected. It was really different, but I learned English, and after 3 months I didn't want to stay there. Then I flew back to France. So I still learned some stuff. I still learned some recipes, some new skills and all that stuff, but the most things that I learned there, it was English, which was already pretty good. So when I came back from Switzerland, from Las Vegas, I chose to go back to Switzerland in a luxury hotel at that time in Crans, Montana. It was a French part of Switzerland. I worked there for a summer season for 4 months. So same story that it was a commis pastry job as well. Same story that before. I didn't really like it, but I still took the best of it. I still learned a lot of stuff from my chef, and of course the money that I got helped me to travel to my next place. When I left Switzerland, I decided to go to Australia. So I decided to go to Australia without any job, without any place to sleep. Hopefully I had the money, so I had the money to be able to stay there the first couple of weeks or even months, to sleep in a hotel first, and then to find an apartment, to find a job. In Australia it was pretty cool, the life was amazing, it was a really good experience, and I improved my English again, because over there they're not giving you any chance. If you cannot speak English, like no one is going to help you. You have to speak English. So I guess under the pressure and all that stuff, you are learning, right? So I did my year. I worked in 3 different cities. I worked in Sydney, I worked in Melbourne, I worked in Cairns. I worked there all the time in bakeries, not in restaurants. It was pretty cool, and once again, an amazing experience. After 1 year, my visa ended. I had to fly back to France. So I flew back to France, and then I had 2 friends who worked in a hotel in Switzerland in Gstaad. It was a luxury hotel again, 5-star hotel, but that time it was a Michelin star restaurant. And the pastry chef from that place left, so my friends called me. I was available, and I applied for that job. I never been a chef in my life, so they offered me a trial for like a weekend or 3 days, 4 days. So I drove there from my place, and I did the trial. They were pretty happy with me, so they offered me that job that I accepted. So I did 3 seasons. No, actually 2 seasons, 1 winter season and 1 summer season. This was my first pastry chef job. It was tough, it was really hard. The pressure of the chef, the pressure of the boss of that hotel. I had to prep 2 different desserts every day. Every day 2 different desserts, so every day 2 different recipes. Plus all those people who want everything at any time. It was a lot. I remember the Christmas week we worked 18, 19 hours in the kitchen. without days off, every day. My feet were burning, my back was hurting me, I was in pain, but I made it. I learned a lot, and I saved once again a lot of money that I was able to travel again. Once I was done in Gstaad, in that hotel, I decided to go to New Zealand. So exactly the same story that Australia. I landed in New Zealand without any place to sleep, without any job. I just had the money to be able, once again, to be able to do my first week. So I arrived there in Wellington, and it was pretty easy to find a job. I found a job in a couple of days. In a couple of days I worked in a restaurant for 6 months, and then I chose to move to Auckland, to the capital. And over there I knew a guy, a friend of mine from France that I knew when I did my apprenticeship. We went to school together, so we were working together in Auckland, and I did that for 4 months, and then I chose to travel in New Zealand to visit the country, and then I flew back to France. And when I flew back to France, I went back to my parents' place. I didn't have a lot of money left, to be honest, because you're not only working when you're traveling like that, you're traveling a lot, you're young, making party and having fun. So I came back to France, and then I decided to find another job, but I didn't want to work in France. I didn't want to work in France for other reasons, especially about money. So you have to know that almost everywhere in the world, the work is pretty much the same, but the money is not the same, right? In Switzerland, I made a lot of money. In Australia, the money was good. In New Zealand, the money was good. Only not in France. Only not in France. But I guess in France you have other advantage about when you are an employee and stuff, but well, I didn't want. So I decided to find a job anywhere in the world, actually. I was more looking for a job in the States because I liked the United States. I'd always wanted to go there, and then I found a job on a website for someone in Miami who was looking for a pastry chef. So we were on the phone talking. That person offered me a 1-week trial. They paid me the plane, the place to sleep there for 1 week, and they were happy with me. They offered me a 5 years visa. So I was living in Miami. I just moved there, and well, after 2 years it wasn't what I expected anymore. For some reason I chose to quit my job, but I chose also to open a bakery. So I quit my job, and I decided to open a bakery. So I was looking for a bakery for sale, and I found one in North Miami. But I didn't have the money. So I flew back to France. I asked my parents. My parents were okay to buy the bakery with me. Of course, they asked a loan for me, and so I did all the process. I signed the contract to buy that bakery. I paid a lawyer to get another investment visa, a 5 years visa, to be able to operate that bakery. So I was all set, and 2 weeks before opening that bakery, the COVID hit. So I had to refuse to open that bakery. I had to refuse to open that bakery, and so since I refused, I didn't get my visa, so I didn't get my visa. I flew back to France, back to zero, I would say. And yeah, so I had to find another job. But in all that time, in all those years, I always met a lot of people. There's people who open bakery everywhere in the world, and I know now. And I knew someone in Costa Rica, and so I called that person. I said, yeah, hi, I'm looking for a job if you're interested. That person was interested, and right now I'm working in Costa Rica. Alright, this is everywhere that I worked. This is not how I became a pastry chef. Now, how I became a pastry chef, I had to show to people that I wanted to have responsibility. Okay? So during my last 2 years apprenticeship, my chef left, quit his job, and my boss, he was pretty happy with me, and then he was like, okay, Jordane, you're going to take care of the production. So you're going to take care of the daily production of the bakery, and also taking care of 2 apprentices who was under me, another employee who was under me as well. But it was tough, it was a lot of responsibilities, but I think that I did it pretty much good. It wasn't good all the time. My boss helped me a lot, but he was teaching me a lot of stuff. This is something that you need to find. You need to find people who are taking the time to teach you how to become a pastry chef, or in any type of job, how to become a superior, how to become a chef, how to become anything that you want to become. And you also need to show to people that you want responsibility. Another thing who helped me a lot, it was working under pressure. I told you I didn't like to work in those hotels, in those kitchens. It was a stress every day, but I had to work under pressure. When you work under pressure, you start to be organized. You start to be methodical. You start to think about how to work faster and faster, and then you are just improving yourself, how to work the fastest way and the best way for the best results. And it was like that for years and years and years. And so now when I go somewhere, I don't have any problem. I can work by myself, I can work with a team, I can teach the team, and yeah, that's how I learned to become a pastry chef. Wanted responsibilities, being methodical, being organized, and always think about how you can be faster but for the same result. You know? How you can, because more fast you are, then more free time you're gonna get. Because more free time you're gonna get, I'm not talking about, okay, I'm leaving work 3 hours before. No, free time you're gonna get to make some new desserts, to improve things that you're lacking, like you don't feel comfortable. I don't feel comfortable to make croissant. I'm not good, I'm telling you, I'm not good to make croissant. So during that free time you can improve yourself and always get better and get better and get better. That's how I became a pastry chef. I hope you guys liked that video. Once again, if you have any questions, just leave a comment, I will answer them. Let me know if you guys want to become a pastry chef, the reason why, and how you're planning to do it. You can also follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is Pastry Chef Jordane. I'm sharing my recipes, I'm sharing my pictures, I'm sharing pictures from other people. Sometimes people send me pictures about what they are making, so do the same. I give advice, so you can always follow me there. And once again, just subscribe to the channel, it helps me a lot for the future. I wish you all a wonderful day. I hope you liked that video, and I say thank you for watching. Thank you very much.